So this pandemic has been a golden age for scams, unfortunately, according to the Federal Trade Commission in the U.S. Reported fraud is up 83% this year, 83%. From phishing emails to Ponzi schemes, scams are also becoming more sophisticated and, frankly, harder to detect. Legal expert Tanya Walker has noticed a sharp increase in her own practice as well. So she is joining us this morning with tips on what to look out for. Nice to see you this morning.
Nice to see you, too. Thank you for having me.
So what have you been noticing in your practice?
What I've been noticing in my 15 years of practice is a huge increase in the amount of fraud type of cases where people are getting scammed, and it's very difficult to collect their money. An example is that a client of mine, the defendant owes her almost $300,000, defied every single court order pretty much that was made against him, including not to funnel money through any bank accounts. A few days after that order was made, he funneled almost $264,000 through a bank account. The court wasn't happy with that, and so they ordered him to be held in contempt and imprisoned. But the unfortunate thing is now that we can participate with court by Zoom, he's not even in the country, so we don't even know where he is.
Oh, that's so upsetting for that person. So why do you think during the pandemic we've seen such an uptick in scams happening?
Well, there are four reasons. One is social media. We're at home a little bit more, so we're looking around, trying to invest a little bit more. The second is that it's very easy to look legitimate. The third is it's easy to move money in and out of the country. For example, if someone moves money out of Canada and buys property in France, and you win a case against them here, you have to get your decision vetted there.
Right.
And by the time you do that, the money's gone somewhere else. And also, I think the last reason is investment rates are quite low, so people are interested in investing privately as opposed with a financial institution.
What other types of scams are becoming more popular now?
Well, including the Ponzi scheme, like I mentioned, because I do believe it's a Ponzi scheme, phishing scams, scams for the intention of getting personal information out of people, romance scams. You may be catfished and requests to send money. Fake online stores where they're designed to steal your credit card information and make purchases across the country.
Okay, but so I want to go to the last one, like fake online stores. How are you supposed to know? What should you do to check things out beforehand?
Well, if it's a store, you might want to try and call the store. You can check with the Better Business Bureau. There's just different ways you can go about verifying if that store is actually authentic. Also check the URL. Some URLs are just not really legitimate. So it's important to do a little bit of research just to make sure the store is actually the store you're buying from.
So if somebody asks you for money in general, what should you do? What's your advice? No, don't do it.
Well, if you don't give out any personal information by email or telephone, verify the legitimacy through research. For example, sometimes if a corporation calls me, I might say, I'm not really comfortable giving out my information on the telephone. Can I hang up and call you back? Just give me your extension. And then I'll do a little bit of research online to make sure the number they provided to me is the number of the actual company. You might want to register your telephone number on the National Do Not Call Registry. That's an initiative by the federal government, and that it tells telemarketers, don't call me. And so if you register yourself on there and a telemarketer calls you or an investor calls you, you can probably say that it's not the most legitimate investment, because the fine is a penalty of almost $15,000. And also just keep in mind that if a return on an investment seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Right.
So those are some things you might want to keep in mind.
Oh, good tips. And when do people come see you? Like, when is the lawyer involved?
When people come see me sometimes when they say, you know what, I'm thinking about investment, can you look into this and let me know if it's legitimate? Let me know if the company's legitimate so we can do some kind of searches and ascertain the information. Sometimes with investments, you're actually supposed to get approval by the government, the Canadian Securities Commission, and I would be able to tell you that. Also, people come to me sometimes when the money's gone and they say, Tanya, can you help me recover my funds? And then I have to start litigation and get a judge, hopefully, to say, give this person their money back, or at least put in some mechanism so that person can collect.
Tanya Walker, always good to talk to you. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.